Hey guys, this is Mikey, and today I'll be talking about a topic that is not often brought up in this manner or at all anymore. And that is Android versus iOS. And today we'll be discussing why I prefer one over the other, and I'm not going to try to sell you on one over the other. It's just my opinion and why I choose what I choose. So let's get started. One of the main talking points today will be the ecosystem. With Google, you work for their ecosystem. With Apple, their ecosystem works for you. Now, using Android for over 10 years, I have seen this to be true. There's a little more work to be done when you use an Android device over an Apple device. However, with Android, you can make of your device what you want. You can be the creator. Themes, icon packs, widgets, skins, modifications to the operating system itself, and so on. With iOS, Apple basically says, we build it, you buy it, and then you use it such as it is. Don't touch it. Don't change it, rather. Android is built for creators, while iOS is built for consumers. Android and Linux have a similar philosophy. What I love about Linux is that it's about testing out new ideas and seeing what works. There's always something new to talk about, something new to try. It is the same with Android. No two devices are the same. They're basically all a reflection of the user. So we can both have the Nexus 9, but the keyboard themes, the icon packs, the widgets, the way the app opens or the transitions, and the wallpapers, the live wallpapers, whatever. It basically is the taste of the user. On iOS, all you get is a bunch of squares on a home screen. That's it. You can't really change much. And that's kind of why I kind of don't use iOS. Many years ago, when Apple was new, and when they were doing innovative things, Steve Jobs said that one of the main reasons he knew that the company would be successful is that it was easy to tell users what they wanted and what to do. They were kind of like sheep, and they still kind of are. Apple users are sheep. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's just that they don't have their own identity with iOS. So, a few years back, there was this meme a couple of people posted on an Android forum, and it kind of gained popularity among Facebook posts, I think. So there was a picture of a user, a sheep, and an iPhone, and the words were, "Me like shiny toy, me like pretty colors, me want iPhone, me no care about quality." And it seems as though iOS users really do just do what they are told, rather than looking for alternatives that are either offering more quality or more price at a reasonable rate. One thing I will say though is that oftentimes when iOS and Android have the same or similar features, it'll end up looking nicer or work a little better on iOS. But here's the thing, while iPhone may do it best, it's because they have learned from companies that did it first, that were creative enough to test drive ideas and allow their users to build off of those features and those apps or whatever. Like Linux, Android also has devices that come with their own distro, so to speak. With Android, they're called ROMs rather than distro. There are ROMs that are focused on privacy, others that are focused on photography or gaming, whatever it may be. There's a lot of distros. A lot of ROMs. See, I get confused because they're basically the same thing. You can install different flavors of Android that work and function completely differently. There are different app stores that you can use. The one thing I don't like about Android is the Google Play Store. It has absolute worst quality in control. Users could upload, excuse my language, but a pile of shit that doesn't do much for its users and never update it. And Google doesn't care. Or creators, or on the opposite side, developers can create the most creative apps, but never update it again to meet new standards or maintain functionality. So what worked 5 years ago, the best features in the world now don't work because Android itself, the operating system itself, has changed and they need to be updated, but developers are not required. Google is not that strict. So on iOS, you can always expect to get what you pay for because Apple is that strict, where Google doesn't really care about anything. Which is why on Android you don't see the same quality of productivity apps. Users won't pay. Now, this isn't only a bad thing. Again, Android users are smart enough to figure out how to build their own apps or contribute to the developer projects that are going around. How to find alternatives that are reasonably priced or completely free. They're a lot less likely to just open their wallets and spend money for a guarantee instead of a promise. There's also multiple versions of the same app, where on iOS you're a lot less likely to find the apps that do exactly the same thing. There's always slight differences, whereas on Google Play Store there are so many plagiarized apps. You download the APK and another developer uploads it to their account and makes money. So again, Google is pretty much careless. So while it's kind of good because they give that freedom, no. So that is basically my opinion. I like Android because I want to be the creator, and while it's more work, I guess at heart I'm a creator. I want to contribute and I want to test out new ideas and just see what's going around. But there are days where I wish, like iOS would never have this issue because they're excuse my language, but they're fucking smart about how they do shit. They expect quality and they don't allow their developers to be lazy shit. Now again, this is not only Google's fault. Because Android is so free, developers become lazy as a habit. And I understand that. I would be too. Well, the users are not paying me, so whatever. But on iOS, it's better for developers money-wise to go on iOS than it is on Android. I firmly believe this. I don't know if it's true, but I think so. So, that's it, guys. I don't really have much to say about this. I like both, to each their own. There are days where I wish I could have an iPhone, and there are days where I want to burn the iPhone and, burn the whole Apple store down. No, I'm just kidding. But, it's good and bad to everything. I hope you guys enjoy this video. Take care, and thanks for listening.